Hi, Mark Gilbert here, and thanks for clicking in. I appreciate you being here. What I'd like to share with you in this video are some words of Rumi where he calls us to sing loud. And what does he mean by that? But before I get into the words, I've got to tell you how I came about reading this. I've got a number of books and things on my shelves that are inspirational, that you just pick them up and you thumb to any page and they've got some sort of topic or quote. And one of the books that's long been on my shelf is called A Guide for the Advanced Soul. It's by Susan Hayward, and there's been many editions of this book that have come out. And each page is just a little quote, and you can turn to the page and then put your little marker in between and contemplate the ideas that are on that page and see what comes up for you. And that's what I've done with this quote from Rumi. But as we get into it, what I'd like to do first is share the quote, and then we'll come back and share a few ideas about it and see what comes up for you as well. Here's the quote. In this poem, Rumi writes, "God picks up the reed flute world and blows. Each note is a need coming through one of us, a passion, a longing pain. Remember the lips where the wind breath originated, and let your note be clear. Don't try to end it. Be your note. I'll show you how it's enough. Go up on the roof at night to the city of the soul. Let everyone climb on their roofs and sing their notes. Sing loud." So what is Rumi saying in this poem? You can have your own interpretation, but I'd like to share some of my thoughts for just a moment. And it relates to what I've talked about in some of the other videos, where each and every one of us are these pockets of consciousness that are created as expressions of the divine or God, and that we're all here. We are inspired with the life of God. We all contain within us the divine essence of God. Yet we're all here as unique expressions of the One. We all have unique talents and abilities. We have our gifts that we're here to give to the planet. So when Rumi talks about God picking up the reed flute and the wind, picks up the reed flute of the world and blows, if you can imagine the divine spirit inspiring and putting itself into the world, that picture of blowing on a flute and the flute's notes infusing itself into everything of all of its creation is the same thing. It is the shards of light that are thrown out by the divine and embedded in all it is. Only we're talking with a musical analogy here of the musical notes of the flute. We are those notes. We're here to play our note. We're here to give our gift, our talent, to be whatever it is that we're called to be in this lifetime. Each note is a need coming through one of us, a passion, a longing pain, which gets to the fact that life can push us or pull us. We can be inspired to impact change, or we can go through pain, and the pain can push us into change. There is something we are called to be and do in this life. And sometimes we are pulled towards it through a vision and an internal longing, and that is the push that is moving us along. Ernest Holmes referred to it as the divine urge within us. But sometimes we get off track. We get distracted by the worldly events or, things out there that are shiny objects, and we go after them. We're moving along and squirrel, we're over there. But the key thing is the world will direct us back. It will throw events into our lives, and some of those events can be painful. And so a lot of times things like death, divorce, loss of a job, other health challenges, painful things that cause us to struggle can be events that are also directing us back onto our path, pushing us back into being in alignment with that breath that we're infused with, that gift that we are given. Always in this, Rumi writes, remember the lips where the wind breath originated. He's calling us to always remember that our gifts that we're called to express are coming from somewhere beyond us, that there is a transcendent nature that is pushing itself through us and calling us to express itself. It's easy for us to think, oh, I did that, or I've got this ability or talent, and get sort of egotistical about it. But in reality, is a very humbleness to this when we recognize that our special talents aren't something that we created. They're an aspect of the divine that are flowing through us. They're a gift that were given to us to express, and for the divine to experience this world more fully through our expression of those gifts. If we hold back our gifts and don't give them, then the notes don't play well. The notes get soured, and the divine's full potential is not being manifest. So are you playing your note perfectly? And Rumi writes, don't try to end it. What does he mean by that? Don't truncate or shorten your gift to the world. Don't say, okay, my gift is teaching, I've taught, I'm now going to move on and do something else. Because our gifts really continue to evolve in this lifetime. We may have one expression of something. We know that we have a general talent for doing something. Let's say it's teaching. And maybe you're early on in your life, you're called to teach certain technical things. But in life, it could then be changed to you're teaching about having quality relationships, or you're teaching about living life skills. So your gift being expressed can change in the manner in which it's being expressed through your lifetime. But don't ever look like, okay, I've done it, I can now move on and do something else. If you know it's your life gift, if you know it's your special talent, if you know why you are infused with this divine flow, then don't deny it and live it, claim it fully. Finally, Rumi calls us to bring all of our gifts together in the aggregate. He talks about us going up to the roof at night in the city of the soul, the city being all of us coming together and all of us blowing our notes and sharing our gifts. Can you imagine a world where everybody has recognized their unique talents and gifts and what they're called to do and be in this world, and they're living it fully? If they're all recognizing that the divine is flowing through them with this special talent, and they're giving it back to the world? Wow, what a world that would be if everybody was in service to the divine and allowing God to experience their talents through their living it fully. Rumi calls us to do that when he says, sing loud. Take your talent and give it full on to the world. What is your talent? What is your ability? What is it that you're called to do in this lifetime? Find it, know its source, and sing it loud. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. Let me know what you think. Until next time. Hey, one more quick thing. I'd love it if you subscribe to the channel. The link is down there on the bottom left-hand corner of the screen. Also, there's a related video you might want to watch. It's right next to my face. And if you like this video, be sure to click like and leave me a comment on YouTube. Thanks.